My name is Ian Walsh. This is The Moment Money Matters. Joined day two with Michael Jansta, VP of Marketing from auction.com. Michael, thank you so much for being on.
My pleasure.
So, I've got some good information, certainly for myself as well. I'm glad it's kind of, stuff that I like to know. It's not just for the viewers, a little bit selfish. But we're also, something I'd like to know is, who are what's the normal clientele base look like for people that buy from auction.com? Like, who goes to you guys? What is your, I know it's investors, but give a little bit of insight into that.
It really runs the gamut, and there's two different ways that people buy from auction.com, and there are different types of buyers in those different types of sales that we have. So we're marketing properties that are at the sheriff sales, mostly in the Mid-Atlantic Northeast. You have the sheriffs that conduct the sales there, and in other countries, we actually conduct those foreclosure sales on behalf of the banks as the trustee.
Okay.
And so when the foreclosure sale happens, those are almost all hardcore investors, right?
Mm-hmm,
You have the opportunity funds, your invitation homes, and people like that are buying in bulk,
Yep.
and you have the full-time investors that are buying the majority of those properties. But it's really a big opportunity for small first-time investors, second-time investors, people who own a couple of rental properties. When we survey people out at those sales that come, they bring their money in an envelope, and they're ready to bid on a property, we ask them what they intend to do with it. In most states, they say, I want to buy it, and I want to flip it, and then I want to do it again, right?
Okay.
But like in the southeast, like in Georgia and places like that, most people are buying to hold and rent because there's great rental margins. But in New Jersey and Pennsylvania, it's mostly, I'm going to buy it, I'm going to fix it, and I'm going to sell it. And so that's usually like a 65 to 35 ratio.
Okay.
But ironically, we'll get about 10-15% of people that they come and show up and they're like, I'm going to buy it for personal use.
Oh, no kidding.
And they're going to live in it, or a second home, or they're going to buy it for a family member, or they're going to hold it over time, depending on what type of property it is. In the online auctions, it's almost always buy and hold and rent, right? So that's the majority of investors in online bank-owned properties. But there'll be some really hot markets like California and Florida, where your flip margins are just so high that it doesn't make sense to make a couple grand a year when you can make 70 or 80 grand on a flip.
Sure.
And so it's really part and parcel, 50-50, across the country. But in the Northeast, we see a lot of flipping. And in the online auctions, I mentioned 10 to 15% in the live auctions, they come and they plan to buy it for personal use or as a second home. In online, 40% of bidders that register and put a deposit to bid, their intention is to buy it for themselves, to either live in it or for a family member. But those aren't the people that end up winning the bid, right? So you see a low starting bid at $20,000 or $30,000. You think, hey, I'll pay 20 or 30 for that. But an investor knows it's going to be 70, right? And in the end, it's almost always an investor that's buying that property with the flip model, primarily in the Northeast, and the rent model is secondary.
That's really interesting. I would have thought that homeowners would have ended up paying more than investors, but you're saying it typically doesn't end up playing out that way.
Because what you see, and I see a lot of these in the verbatims that come in the surveys, is that they're going, oh, this is a property that's on my block. It's like, well, if it's going to be really cheap, I'll take a run at it, right? And I want to add that lot to my property so that I have that as a second yard, or I want to own that and rent it so I know who my neighbor is, things like that.
Understood. Interesting. So there's some good nationwide information for anybody that in any of those areas that are wondering who they're bidding against. Who's the guy next to you that's trying to get the property. So appreciate it, Michael. Senior VP of auction.com. I'm Ian Walsh, Ian at hardmoneybankers.com, and we'll go into day three.